Tell them precisely.
Yeah, you know we're there again with another Tell Them Precisely. Alright, now we have a very special and important guest. Mr. Omar Ryan, aka Melenin. What go understand?
Diana, my general.
Greatness.
Greatness.
Enough respect.
You know? Blessed love.
True.
Traveling in from the east, you know?
East. Yeah. Alright. Tell the world again your name and what you represent.
I am Omar Ryan, aka Melenin, and I represent blackness. As I said, Melenin represent blackness, black people, African people, sentiments through the spoken word.
So, Melenin, in Jamaica, you know some of them people don't know what spoken word means. So the other name for spoken word
is poetry.
Poetry.
But we don't really do our thing in terms of the rules that they have observed for poetry. So I are speakers of the word, so it's the spoken word. So speak the word in the positive way that it comes from us. So it's the spoken word, you know?
Yeah. Interesting. And as I mentioned that, Melenin, me say, well, a lot of people see, even me myself, we including the whole promotional aspect. Tell us more about that poetry event that you're launching in St. Thomas.
Yes, as you know, St. Thomas is the parish with a lot of culture and heritage. That's where Rastafari started. And so, for more than 12 years now, we've always wanted to do a festival. And so, we're starting the St. Thomas Heritage and Poetry Festival this year, March 31, 2019.
At My Beach Prospect.
Where we'll be celebrating the heritage and culture of St. Thomas, and also the word with wordsmiths, great wordsmiths, Muta Baruka, Amaziah the Great, Melenin himself, Stepper, Amina Blackwood Mix coming in with the storytelling for the children. So it's a whole day of celebration of our heritage and our culture.
It's an event, I'm going to jump in a little bit. It's an event where you mention a lot of male poets. And we know we see some female on the thing. So mention some of the upcoming female poets.
We have Shalene Walker from out of St. Thomas. We have Mika Nayota, Royal Rastafari sister. We have Kimberly Gabalt, an activist and poet from out of the United States. So we have our female artists on the show, man.
Female poets.
We have to balance it, yin and yang.
And as I mentioned, poets, the world for know, they are not just only poets, they are authors, because some of them have some books out, right?
Yes, some of them have some books out, like Empress Shida, she will be having her book there on the day. Antonia Valere, she has a book out as well. I have my book there as well. So most of us, most poets tend to be authors as well.
Alright.
Because that's one of the ways to put out the word.
So how is the support?
Well, the support is good from the people on the ground, but right now...
Not just about the event. I mean, you poets, how is the support in Jamaica? What is the support you are getting from the media houses?
Major sponsor that we have right now is IRFM, and I really give thanks for them. They're on board for the festival for 3 years, and I'm still waiting on others, including the Ministry of Gender, Sports and Entertainment. I'm still waiting on other entities, because it is, to me, this is a very important cultural activity, adding to the kaleidoscope of cultural activities in Jamaica, make it bigger and more marketable to the world, because nowhere else has the kind of culture and heritage that St. Thomas has.
How is the feedback from general public regarding poets in Jamaica?
Okay. Well, the feedback from the public regarding poetry and poets in Jamaica is that poetry is growing. Yes. And more people need more avenues. So that's part of the reason why we have the St. Thomas Heritage and Poetry Festival. Because people are really think that poetry is really growing now. More people are interested. We see more young people interested in doing it. So we think it's growing, and it's really up to us as poets and wordsmiths and spoken word artists to really create avenues and create platforms for us to showcase our talent to the world, to Jamaica, etc.
So you think the media is supporting poets in Jamaica today?
Not as we ought to be supporting, but I think the media is they're better than before, and they're quietly catching on to poetry and the cultural arts, saying that it is a lively and growing art form, not just dancehall and reggae music, because we're promoting poetry, because it's positivity and it's inspiration and it's motivation for the nation and the children.
As I mentioned that, Melenin, positivity and motivation. You know, because me is a dancehall artist myself, is a hip hop artist myself, is a poet myself, is a filmmaker myself, and I must say, tell them precisely, where poetry is concerned, me I tell them directly, say, them for the more. You get me answer, because the way how I see them endorse dancehall music, I would even go reggae, because reggae is still inspirational. You get me answer, but the way I see them emphasize on dancehall, me have a thing them dancehall poetry, and if you listen keenly you will understand. Dancehall to me are evolving as something nasty and negative in a sense, and we have a lot of good entertainers out there who are do the positive dancehall and them not getting the lights. You get me? I said today them are focus on too much of the negative and the disrespect. But me I tell the media houses, support the poets, because you mentioned earlier poets are inspirational people, motivating the youths and the minds. So anything else you want to add to that? That's just my take.
Well, I just want to add that I would like to see more avenues, poets coming together more, whether through the live circle poets or whatever avenues, just to create more platforms so the nation can get to see our talent, so the media can jump on board. Because we want everybody, we want whoever is out there as a media house, as a media entity, to really begin to put some coverage on poetry and poets, because we too would like to live a comfortable life from our art form. Not just footballers and cricketers and dancehall and reggae artists, but we have children to feed. Whoever is listening at this moment and you think you can jump on board to sponsor the St. Thomas Heritage and Poetry Festival, would really appreciate you coming on board to make this event big and better, and we just continue to grow and give the world, give Jamaica, give St. Thomas an activity and an event to be proud of every year.
How can persons get to Melenin now?
Persons can get to Melenin through two means. 876-529-3817, that's digital, and either at Melenin, that's MELENIN09 at gmail.com.
And if they want to follow you on Instagram?
And you can follow me on Instagram at I am Melenin, and Facebook Omar Ryan. Simple as that.
So other than that now, Melenin, give us a background of where you're from and you don't know the mission you're on.
Well, I'm from the soul of the university, you know, birthed in St. Thomas. On the same day of the festival, 31st of March, many moons ago, in the 80s, you know. And so, it is really a joy for I to be alive still, to really be on a mission of what I would call self-realization and betterment of self. And that I think all my activities, my writing, my poetry, my leadership, my advocacy for betterment and development for St. Thomas and Jamaica and the people, it's just for I and people in general to realize a better state of self and living. It's no more than that. My mission is to ensure that the collective is better at the end of the day.
Schools attended?
Well, I've attended the Great Martin High School in St. Thomas. We call it High School, Highbury Hill. We've attended the Mark Bay All Age, St. Thomas same way, and definitely the OWI Mona, a place named Taylor Hall, out there for a while. So I'm big up you, big up Taylor Hall, you know, at the place that, definitely. And we study history, African diaspora studies, we study law, you know. But we really give thanks for learning and education. I want to empower the youth, I want to encourage the youth them to, you know, to take up them book and read. I practice to read at least a book every month.
Okay.
I want to encourage the youth them to read. Knowledge is the key.
Melenin, you have completed a book, you say, right?
Yes, I've completed a book. It's called I Forget the Money, from one of the poems in it. May I Forget the Money, and this is a real thing. not like a fiction movie. Me really have to make a whole heap of money. Money matters can only be solved by what? Money. So those are some of the lines taken from the poem. I forget the money.
Where can people get this book?
Okay, this book can be bought from me personally. You can contact one of those contact information I gave you. And it can be had at the Lee's bookstore in St. Thomas. And we are in contact with some other bookstores to try to get the book in some other bookstores. But if you need a copy, you can just link up Melenin, whether on Facebook, IG, or my number.
Is this book available online?
It is available at Amazon.com.
Okay. Real quick, just education-wise, what are some of your achievements?
Education-wise, well, I think going to US still, first of all, would have been an achievement still. After passing high school still, and going to UA. I did a first degree, a Bachelor of Arts in African Diaspora Studies and History. That's also a wonderful achievement for me because I've always wanted to learn more about my people, my culture, and my background. And I did 2 years of law, the LLB program at the Faculty of Law, and I will go back at some point, but for now I'm on a pause to get some monies together because education at the tertiary level is very, very expensive. And so we're pausing to push through and so forth. I even started a GoFundMe account for anyone who would want to support me to accomplish my dream of becoming an attorney. Because other than being a poet and a speaker and an advocate for the people, one of my goals is to become an attorney in quick succession so I can add to the development and the advocacy for my people who are living in conditions that we want to see improved.
Yeah, because career was where we were going next. So you want to be an attorney?
An attorney, definitely.
Really remarkable.
At some point, probably a representative for the people in Parliament as well, you know?
Doing poetry, what are some of your achievements? And we want to know if any of your poems is available on iTunes or any social platform.
Oh, well, my poems are not published in the recording form as yet. But I've been recording some poems for the past 2 years, but we still have to work on them because I consider myself a perfectionist still. I don't really like to put out certain work if it's not at the level and quality that I would want people to look at the brand Omar, Ryan, or Melenin. And so we're working on the quality to get the quality up. But my achievements in poetry, I think the biggest one is to be to push out and have a book still, you know, Virgin.
Okay.
You know, to really have my book out. And I haven't traveled or toured anywhere as yet, but I think my name is slowly developing to becoming a name that people can recognize, not just as an advocate, because I think most people know me as an advocate who stepped out for the roads in St. Thomas, but people know me as well as a writer and as a poet. It's important for me that people know me as that because that I will put food on the table.
Yeah.
You know, so I want people to know that Omar Ryan, aka Melenin, is also a poet or a spoken word artist and an author.
Real quick, can you tell us some of the places where you have performed and we are next to see you be performing?
Well, we are next to also my performance is at the St. Thomas Heritage and Poetry Festival. You know. I performed in Portland a few times at the This Poem Words and Agri Festival. I performed a lot on campus and Red Bones Blues Cafe in New Kingston where they have this monthly gig for poets. Several schools as well. You know, those are most of the places we've performed.
Give us some advice.
Hotels like Pegasus, and I wrote a poem in my book called Too Long, which I burn out the corruption and politician. In the book, I Forget the Money. I wrote that one for NIA, and I performed that at the Pegasus Hotel already. So we're doing things.
Give us give the youth them some advice. You know, the youth them today, you know, as we see violence increase. Just close off by giving them some advice and tell them precisely what you think, your opinion.
My thing is still, so the youth them to know themselves still. I'm not talking about know yourself, you say, boy, I read, you smoke, and I drink, you drink. That's not really to know himself. To say, oh, you're different and you're all vibes as you. Not talk know himself, the youth them can able to identify them talent and them skill. More on the youth them listen to them heart and go into their mind. And stop pay attention to things that's really happening around you, because a lot of the things around you are distractions, including your friends. So I encourage the youth them for going at themselves. Listen with them heart and listen to their mind. Listen to them and pay attention to the things them what them really like to achieve. And start work on achieving some dreams, achieving some goals you would. And them things they would about. Never sit down and waste time. You know, but that's really, I think when you start doing that, crime, violence, those things will get less, because you realize that focusing on your dream and developing your talent is the best thing. My view is that everyone is here to be master of self, and the youth them should learn to be master of themselves, control them anger. One of the other things that we're doing, we have a business called iLife Vegan Foods on campus, Taylor Hall. We sell fruit smoothies and power up smoothies, you know, because it's business and it's something that we like doing, because that's why I name iLife Vegan Foods, because it's natural, all natural smoothies blended in coconut water, whether it be fruits or your nuts, your power based, protein based. We do it, we sell fruits as well, juice, you know, because that's how we live. That's why I call it iLife, because that's how we live. We live natural, so we just have a natural place I name iLife Vegan Foods on campus. So we tell them precisely.